Yeah, there you go. Yeah. We'll stick with China, if we may. Before we were allowed to drive over there, we all had to sit Chinese driving tests. Now, we've seen driving tests around the world. I remember one in India I encountered once, where a woman passed, even though she was in the back of the car, and her examiner was in another car following along behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it used to be in Egypt that you had to drive 6 feet forwards, but then 6 feet backwards, and then you'd pass.
And that was it.
I'd love to meet somebody who failed that.
Yeah. Anyhow, so we figured that to get a Chinese driving test, it would be, you know, quite an easy test. However, we were in for a bit of a surprise. Now, I actually got some footage of Hammond taking his test. Anyone want to see it? Yeah? It's poor quality, it's on my phone, but here we go. Test centre. Right, so he has to ball his fists. Then a squat. There he goes. He goes. And then he has to get on some weigh scales. Tense moment here, tense moment. Still tense. Yeah. You passed. Hammond has passed. Seriously.
Well done.
That was it.
It was nothing. I made it look easy.
That was... Well, it was the easiest driving test I've ever heard
I know,
of.
basically I passed because I proved that my hands do that and I'm affected by gravity. That's it.
I think it is actually just a test to check that you are a human being and not a dog, because they can't
That's all it was. However, afterwards, we were taken into a sort of lecture theatre by a man who was, talks us through the perils of the road in China, and he said that we had to look out for a number of things running out into the road in front of us, including, and I'm not... This is a quote, yes, you will back me up on this. This is what he said, including dogs, children and women.
That's what he said.
Yes, he said,
that.
be careful, they run out into the road.
Oh, you never know, they're unpredictable.
Yeah, I don't think the hashtag #MeToo movement has reached Chongqing just yet.
Mind you, you say that. There are 78 self-made billionaire women in the whole world, and 49 of them are Chinese.
Yeah. Well, there would be more, but some of them got run over. Anyway, look, can we talk about that honky for a bit?
I knew you'd want to talk about that. It's so you.
It's interesting.
It's
isn't it?
so
got
you.
him written all over it.
Bad news, though. You can't have it in brown.
Why would I want it in brown?
Oh, yes, you would.
You love a brown...
Look, your cars are grey and dark green. Mine are blue, metal fake, red and orange.
I can't see into your mind. God knows I'm not sure I want to. But I know, James May, as you drift off to Sleepy Bobo's tonight, a brown honky will be driving. It just will be. It will.
But I don't like brown cars. It's like him saying, I love horses. Things that aren't true.
Don't like brown
Things that aren't true. You love a brown car, you can't have it in
never
brown.
had a brown car, and I am interested in the honky, so tell us more about it.
OK, something I didn't say in the film, which is quite interesting, is that when you order one, they send a tailor round to your place of business, and he measures you up for a suit that you then wear when you take delivery of the car.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd actually quite like to be the tailor who made the suit for you when you take delivery of your honky. It would have some writing on it.
Would it?
Not in Chinese.
Would
it would be in English.
Would it be a pithy description of the wearer?
Yes, that's what it was.
Actually, it's funny you should say that, because in China there's a tendency for people to wear clothing with English words written on them. They've obviously got no idea what those words say. I was sitting in a traffic jam one day there, and there was a woman on a bus next to me, and she was a perfectly respectable 50-something woman on her way, obviously, to an office job or whatever. She was wearing a white blouse with red flowers on it. Now, I took a picture. Here it is. And what that says is, he was a arsehole.
I would love a picture of her face when somebody explained to her what it said on her shirt.
Do you know what's really amazing about that? That's exactly what I was going to have put on your honky suit.
She knew.
She knew. I want to get back to cars, if I may, because there's some truly astonishing stats, really, about cars in China. We've got a graph here of global car production, yes? There's the UK in 10th place. We made 1.67 million cars here in 2017. Japan, 8.35 million. China, let's put it up.
It's mind-blowing.
24.8 million cars they made there. And what's extraordinary is that you can't just buy a car and then use it. You have to apply to a government-run lottery for a registration plate for your car. Now, here's one, OK? In Beijing last year, For every 1,000 people who applied for a registration plate for a car they intended to buy, for every 1,000 who applied, how many do you think actually got one?
500.
200.
600.
300.
3.
What? 3 people.
Three
For
as in
every
three?
1,000 people who applied, only 3 actually got a registration plate, were allowed to buy a car.
This is good conversation, this whole issue, actually,
Yeah.
and really interesting. Would you like to guess what was the best-selling car in China in 2017?
Well, Volkswagen have been there forever, haven't they? So I'm going to say the Passat.
I'm going to say it's a mid-size Hyundai of some sort, sort of boxy thing.
And you're both wrong. It's the Wuling Hongyang.
What, that?
Yep, there it is. That's
That's
the fella.
the best-selling
And
car in China?
They sold 500,000 of them in China in 2017.
Really?
Half a million?
500,000 of those were sold, yeah.
They sold 500,000...
Wuling Hongyang.
Those? That's more than the Ford Focus.
Yeah, and don't forget the Ford Focus is sold globally. That's just sold in China.
The Chinese car that caught my eye, I must say, was the best-tuned T77. Familiar with it?
Oh, the best...
No, never heard of it.
No, exactly. I've got a picture of it here. It looks a bit like the Lamborghini from last week, the Urus, but it's much smaller, 1.2-litre engine SUV, all quite normal. Except it comes with something called a dashboard assistant, which is a little holographic figure that pops up and then you talk to it and it helps you set the sat-nav and make phone calls and so on.
Very high-tech.
Yeah. The little holographic figure is of a Japanese schoolgirl. And then you can choose what colour miniskirt you'd like her to wear. A picture, I'm not making it up, there's a picture here.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not either, but here's the thing, James, the Chinese don't care what we think, anybody, because they look at us like we look at cows. We're just big, daft things standing around, only instead of milk, we give them luggage and watches.